sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on.
Hello to those people that are joining. I love this song. I was going to do a scope from home, and I always like playing my song along with exactly what I'm going to do, but I only have a few songs on my Kindle, and I had this one. Hello, Lena, Miss new to the world of Periscope. So excited to see that. Anywho, I am Andrea Runnels. Yes, I love that song. And I am a 5th grade teacher in Metro Atlanta, Georgia. And hi, Benita. And I am passionate about American history, social studies, and kind of empowering my kids to be the best they can be. And I have been very clear about what my Yes. I am in Snellville. Let's keep it real. Don't come and stalk me, anyone, because I will punch you in the face if you stalk me. But anyways, unless you're stalking me in a good way. But anyways, my word of this year is confident. And, I was just kidding. But I kind of did mean it a little bit. That's why I don't get creepers anymore, because I go Game of Thrones on them. No, I'm a redhead. What can I say? Oh, yay! Yeah, everyone's like, oh, you're so good. I'm 30 minutes away from Ron Clark Academy, and you won't believe how many people here have not heard of it. Don't even get me started. That's because they're not as awesome as we are. It's really cold here today. I was gonna scope from home, but my son's room is right beside my office, and he is so nosy, and I didn't want him being nosy and listening in. It's cold, so I came to my happy place, my little, let me show you. Scope from outside, but it's too freaking cold. It's in the 30s here, and I just thought that just my hoodie would keep me warm, but it's not. And I have on my Don't Let Anyone Dull Your Sparkle shirt, I'm too cold to show you, because that's my, yeah, I'm sure it's nothing to, people in, up north or wherever these cold places are. Yeah, so this place, it has a restored slave cabin, and it has like a post office, 1800s, mid-century post office, and I just come here when I need to clear my head, and I am extra all over the place in my brain today, and I was like, I need to just detox from social media, and detox from talking to whoever on text message, and just put on Nicki Minaj Pandora and just walk it out and run it out kind of here and get some cardio in and some people commune with nature. I'm not a nature lover. That's not me, but I commune with history. I don't know. It kind of just grounds me because I'm a history nerd. But anyways, and I was going to do this at home, and I was going to show you, I just posted like 5 bazillion blog posts, and I put a freebie, TPT freebie with Periscope tips, but, I did, but I'm not salesy. I'm better like on the spot, instead of like, oh, well, here's this product, and then wait, there's more. Yes, I am, and I own it. There are not very many history nerds out there, I tell you, and especially not on Periscope. We don't hear too many. I shudder to put social studies topics for my titles, because I'm afraid people won't watch. So yeah, I don't do that sometimes. And I was gonna do a scope about content area lesson, like hooks for content area lessons, like interesting ways to start your social studies lessons, but that was gonna be my next one, but sometimes you gotta go when you get inspired. But anyways, my point was, my word of the year, I am being me, and I tell you, I apologize, and I'm sorry, not sorry, but I'm kind of, like I said, my brain, I don't know what is going on with me today. I did take my medicine, but anyway, spoiler, I do have ADHD, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, and if you see me at all or are spending time with me, you would know that I do have it, and, okay, don't even get me started on the whole stupid squirrel thing. When people say that, like, as a joke, oh, I'm so ADD, it just, infuriates me. It infuriates me, because it's not funny. If you really have it, because I'm gonna give you a little window into how my brain works, and, like, and hopefully it can help you, think about your kids in your classroom a little differently. But my word is confident for 2016, because I am super hard on myself, and I dull my own sparkle a lot, too much. And that's what I said I did in 2015 that didn't go well, was that me. I got in my own way with a lot of stuff. And I just put the comment on Jessiscope about what I would like to know about TPT is how to not get frustrated that you aren't, that you aren't the #1 seller on TPT. Because I do, I'm like, you know, sometimes I get in that, well, I'm never going to be blah, 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 blah. And then I will just go in little hermit mode, and that's not helpful. But, anyways, I don't usually I don't, like, make announcements. Yes, exactly. By being bipolar, my daughter is bipolar, and, you know, so when people are like, oh, I'm so happy today, I'm usually so sad today, and yesterday I was happy, that's so bipolar. That's not funny. It's not. You don't get it unless you really struggle with it. And the frustration with ADD anyways is that people just think you just can't sit still. Well, first of all, I can sit still. I just don't listen to anything you might say sometimes. And I can't help it. And so that's why it's very frustrating when people, and I know people joke around with the whole, oh, squirrel. It's not funny. It's not funny. And then I'll tell you, when people say that and joke, oh, I'm so ADD, I'm like, I just want to just say something bad word to them, because it's not funny. If you really struggle with it, it's not just, oh, you're forgetful. Like I said, even if you do take medicine for it, like I do, I mean, it doesn't help you remember everything. It doesn't help you stay focused all the time. Like, I'm the worst at lesson planning, because, and I put a quote from me about, I wish I had an app where I could take what's going on in my brain and put it, into lesson plan format, because it is so hard for me to take all this going on up here and put it in little boxes. It is so hard. It is so hard. And, people don't get that. And then, like, cause I'm realizing I'm taking the gift endorsement this year. And, one thing that I'm learning is that I'm taking the gift endorsement. I've always thought my passion was working with English language learners, and it still is, but my passion and my vision for my classroom vision is to make all my kids feel like they're special, like to see their potential and to soar. It doesn't matter what challenges you come with. It doesn't matter. And I don't usually work with a lot of special ed, because since I'm ESOL endorsed, I get a lot of ESOL kids, which is fine with me. I love working with ESOL kids. It's so rewarding. And I also love, I'm loving the gift endorsement more than I realized, and I think that's for a lot of reasons. First of all, both of my, I'm not pulling this, my kids are gifted, but I mean, both of my kids are gifted, and they both have ADHD as well, so they're welcome. They got that little apple from my tree, and so I just want people to know that just because someone has an ADHD doesn't mean they can't function in society. I graduated from college. I successfully hold down a job. I successfully pay my bills on time most of the time. I do forget stuff a lot. I'm horrible with details. I'll know the what's going on. I'll know the what day it's going on, but I won't know exactly what time, and I won't know exactly where. But so sometimes, like I said, I am forgetful, because my brain is like, I don't know if you've seen that analogy about a browser with 50,000 tabs open, and people joke, oh, teachers are so ADHD. No, a lot of teachers are ADHD because it's a career that is good for us. But like I said, my struggle this year is because through the gift endorsement, I'm learning like some character traits, and I realized that they probably do apply to me. And I was talking to my dad, because he said he read my blog post, and I'll do a separate scope about that. Sometimes I feel like I try to talk about too much. Yes, has it, but she's amazing. Yes, exactly. I said I'm terrible with stuff with details. I was terrible. I thought I was terrible in math when I was younger, but I realized it was because I didn't pay attention to details and I didn't check my work. And I wish that, and I didn't get diagnosed or whatever until I was an adult, until I was married to my current husband. He was like, you need some medicine. You need to do something. Because like I said, part of it comes with, self-doubt and, anxiety and depression. And that's because, one negative comment in a conversation with 500 other positive comments will ruin my train of thought. One comment, I went for whatever evaluation for, and I put this out there. I got in trouble for not doing lesson plans. Okay. Oh well. But I improved on then I did them, and they still weren't how they wanted them. They wanted a script, and then I go for my conference, and my assistant principal's needs development for lesson planning, and then everything else was fine, but I focused on that one thing, and I'm in tears because I was it needs improvement. To me, I'm beating myself up, and that's how your kids do. If you get onto them, you're stop, or why can't you sit still, or why can't you stop talking? Or, you tell them you're ADHD kids, and the ones who aren't formally diagnosed, you probably know who they are, but it's not your place to diagnose them, but you can just use strategies that, work for kids with ADHD or a lack of attention problems. Like I said, you're gonna tell them, you're gonna crush them. Even if sometimes I'll, fire off with the mouth too much and say something that might hurt someone's feelings. Well, I mean, that's just that's what I do sometimes, but I'll do that to my kids, and I know they're HD. I'm crap. And then I try to make up for it, and I'm try to be positive, and then I realize they're probably still focusing on that negative thing. So keep that in mind, and especially my husband doesn't get that. A whole conversation, he can say one negative thing, and I'm going to focus on that. So if your kids are ADHD, or your spouse, or even anyone you work with, then they're going to focus on that. It doesn't matter how many other happy things you say to them. Also, the anxiety thing. One of my kids, he's just, I think he's kind of almost borderline Asperger's, but he's not diagnosed because he's still ELL, and so of course people think that if the kid is ESOL, they can't have any other kind of situation going on, which don't even get me started on that. I will go off for 30 minutes. But that's not true, and he's been falling asleep in class, and it turns out he told his homeroom teacher that he has been not able to sleep at night because he's so worried he's not going to wake up on time in the morning. So it's not like he's been up playing video games. Yes, it does. It definitely does. That's why we don't have as many kids that are identified as gifted or with learning disabilities, even when they get to 5th grade, because we're oh, they're ESOL, so that explains everything. That explains some things, but not everything. And so, this one, like I said, this one kid, that's why he's falling asleep. But so you have to find ways to connect, and if you can give them organizational strategies or just positive reinforcement, it really helps. Another kid I have, he, bless his heart, he just wasn't taking his medication before Christmas break for, I don't even know what the real reason was. He was giving all kinds of excuses. He was it upsets my stomach and blah blah blah. And I've never told a kid before that, and I told him this one-on-one, and we just talk about stuff because he's my tribe. I'm look, I said, I have ADHD, and I told him, I told him before, that medicine doesn't do that. It doesn't upset your stomach. Thank you. And so what I did for him, and I was how come you're not taking your medicine? And he came up with all kinds of different excuses. And then, I told him, I was you know what helps my son? I was he has a calendar on the refrigerator, and I was he checks it off to remember to take it, because let me tell you, I've forgotten to take my medicine, and I'm a grown-up, and I don't know if he's responsible for taking it himself, but leaving a 10 or 11-year-old in charge of remembering to take medication, especially when they are ADHD, they're not as mature, especially boys, is not a very good parenting decision. So what I did is I found one of my freebie TPT things that, I downloaded someone's calendar, and I printed out a calendar for him. I printed out a calendar from January or December all the way through June. And you would have thought I gave him $1 million. He felt so special that I did that, and he has been using it, and I totally forgot I did it. And then he came in after the break, and he talking to his homeroom teacher about how he's been using the little check-off calendar, and he showed it to me the other day, and I was I did something that made a difference. And I was you know what? I am doing something because he's a sweet boy. He's such a good kid, and his word is kind for 2016, because he said, yes. Yeah, and sometimes I think that's what they need to do. But the thing is, like, I know mine, it takes 2 hours to, exactly, 2 hours to kick in. So it's like, if they don't take it till 8, then their whole first 2 classes, forget it. Yes, they do. But he showed it to me, and he's so proud that he is remembering to check it off, and he's taking his medicine. And let me tell you, it's really, he's like a different child, because I know when he's not on his medication, he can't help it. And he's one that, I have this like poof thing, that like cylinder looking cushion thing in my classroom that, I bought at the beginning of school year at Kohl's, and, I let him sit on that, and he, instead of sitting in a regular chair, because he literally flips, it makes me nervous wreck that he's going to flip out of the chair and crack his head open. And so I was telling him, like, you can sit on that. And actually what he's chosen to sit, like, at my table, the last few days, and I'm like, that's fine. But he does struggle to get along with other kids, and so his word is kind. But I said he's a good kid, and I hope that he gets it. And I told him, I was like, you know what? I said, people with ADHD, I said, they have something that is really, I said, they have special creativity. And I said, they also have the ability to hyper focus on something. Because for me, if I'm inspired to do something, I will get it done in a heartbeat. I will get in that magic zone, and I will be able to marathon. I won't eat. I won't worry about what else is going on. Yes. And that's my whole goal. That is my whole mission, is I tell them, I don't care. And I've told them this, and I probably get in trouble for saying this, but I don't give a SHIT about test scores. I don't. And that's my problem. That's my struggle. I want out of the classroom, because I don't want to do, I've done this for freaking 15 years, and I'm just like, I love working with the kids. I love it. I love that part. I just wish I could find somebody to be a kid life coach or something. I don't know. I love building them up. I love helping them find their ways to soar and to know that they're all special, and that just because you love history, then you're not a weirdo. That's fine. If you love if you love science, be a Bill Nye. Go for it. If you're awesome in art, or if you're awesome in music, then that's awesome. I always do the talent show at the end of the year with my kids, and last year we did Taylor Swift. It was so fun. Because I like to sing. I love music. That focuses me. And I know it's weird, but your kids with ADD, like, sometimes they, listening to music while they work helps them. There's some kind of brain research behind why that is, but, it does help me. I can't sit, like, I'll say it's too quiet in here, or I never get any peace and quiet. And then when I do have quiet, I'm like, I can't take it. It's too quiet. But anyways, that does help. And, like I said, that I'm really, part of my, like I said, the whole gifted thing is that, and my dad, I don't even know if I said this, my dad told me, is like, you only missed it by 1 point. And I was tested in kindergarten, and back then they didn't, differentiate how, they didn't look for motivation or creativity. They, just did like one test, and I took it in kindergarten, and I didn't sleep the night before. I can still remember the nightmare I had in kindergarten. Okay. And I'm not a spring chicken. And I try to think of myself as like a young and hip teacher, but I'm like, I'm not. I'm, real talk, I am turning 40 next Friday, and I'm like, whoa. But anyways, and I realized, if they would have tested me one more time, if I would have realized that I was gifted, that just kind of changed my whole perception of myself when I was younger. I thought that I wasn't smart because I wasn't in the gifted group or whatever. And that's why I tell my kids, I'm like, when those that go to focus, I said, it's just different for problems. This is for problem solving. I said, it doesn't mean you're not smart. And I tell them, especially my kids that are ESOL, I'm like, it's not special ed. Because they think that it is special ed. A lot of mine don't get pulled out except for my level 1s, because I am, I count as their services because I'm certified, and I'm a magical unicorn because I freaking count as a regular teacher, a gifted teacher, and ESOL teacher for a lot of my kids for a segment. But anyways, speaking of, a lot of these ADHD strategies are, you'll find a lot of kids with ADHD who are gifted, but they because they, just can't concentrate or can't pull it all together. Like I said, I have the problem with lesson plans is they don't do well in school, because traditional schooling, like, data, forget it. Like me, when you do those rating survey things, like, I'm visionary. I'm all like self-expressive. I don't have any of that, like, mastery, whatever, taskmaster. any of that crap. I don't like data. I don't like facts and figures. That's what I'm like, I wonder, I want to build a business, but I'm like, I don't have business sense. But I was like, wait a minute, I'm the freaking CEO. I'll hire somebody to do all that boring business stuff. But anyways, like I said, I hope that I really want to give people, I want to build my kids up. I want to build everyone up to Periscope too, because, and it's all related, but it's not all related. That's why I want to help other people be confident, because you can just get on here and just whatever you're on a soapbox about or whatever you're fired up about, just talk about it. And like I said, I'm proud of my blog posts because I feel like I really poured my heart into it. They weren't tutorials about how to use Periscope. They're kind of like helping shut up your brain when it tells you not to scope. So I just real quickly, I just wanted to show you kind of inside the mind of gifted kids a little bit, because I want to show you the words that my gifted kids picked for their